love it not. So they that fear God, love not the abominations. So if you fear God, if you follow God, if you love God, you got to look at what he says in abomination, and you got to stay way away from it. Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Why don't
we calling out, we crying aloud on the highways and hedges, repent or die. We give
Benjamin, which is the West Indians, Levi, which are the Haitians, and then Judah, that's the American black.
We crying aloud, oh Israel, repent or die.
Do you know your father? According to the Bible. No, your physical father, earthly father. Is he a so-called black man? Where's he from?
Jesus is Lord. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Oh, so get your mind right.
My fierce anger for all the earth, everywhere you go. I don't care how many so-called white people got these bunkers. All the earth shall be devoured. Shall be what? Devoured. You ever seen a pit bull by the pool? You ever seen that? It ain't a pretty sight, is it? That's what's gonna happen.
Get your mind right. Get your mind right.
Of Nicaea, right? What you was talking about with Constantine and stuff like that. Now we already know through reading the certain documents and manuscripts that Jesus wasn't introduced then, neither was the Bible written then. What was going on during that council was Constantine brought about 400 bishops together to try to get them to come under one understanding. Right, I'm just saying it for everybody, because you kind of gave the illusion that the Bible was written then. You know what I'm saying? When you kind of said that, you kind of gave that illusion. Okay. There you go. Say that. All praises. All praises. So what the brother is saying is that the religion, Christianity, was created around that time, which that's still not true as well. The problem that was going on during this time is that they were having an issue. They didn't know whether to worship Christ as God or whether to teach Christ just being a prophet, to separate him with God. You understand what I'm saying? They also were trying to declare, what should they keep, Easter or Passover? These were the different doctrines that was going on during the time of Constantine, the Council of Nicaea. Okay. Right. Constantine.
Yeah, Constantine seen.
You about to call him Casanova?
Yeah. Constantine seen that Christianity was moving. He seen the movement because they was killing off all the other religions and all that. The people who was following.
Not true. And I'm not true. I'm gonna correct you. Watch this. This is what actually happened. Christianity had actually just became legal to practice.
Can I continue?
The unity was there. No, I gotta correct you because you're wrong. So what happened? What happened was this. Christianity became legal to practice under the Constantine Empire. It became legal. Among it becoming legal to practice, because you couldn't do it openly. Among it to be, when it became legal to practice, you started to notice there were divisions. You had not the Orthodox, it was somebody else, but one sect was saying that Christ is God. Another sect was saying Christ isn't God, and that he should be worshipped as a prophet.
Basically, you almost saying the same thing I'm saying, you just adding more. What I'm saying is that he's seen the time of the movement of Christianity coming, as well as the Pope was aware of what was going on. So the Pope came to him and they sat down and had a meeting and came up with the Orthodox Christianity. Basically, okay, these people over here was following Ra, the sun god. These people over here was following, I forgot. Well, basically, everybody was following different things. So they came together and came up with this Orthodox religion that basically puts the Sabbath day Sunday.
Right.
As in just the day of the sun god.
Right.
They put everything together to make it under one religion.
Right. So now let's keep in mind this, because we're gonna get back into the scriptures. Give me Psalm 78 and 5. We're gonna get back into the scriptures, but the point is this. The point of the matter is that it wasn't about trying to make everybody who had different philosophies and ideologies to come under the guise of Christianity. They were already Christians. It wasn't 400 imams. It wasn't 400 Catholic priests. It was 400 pastors that were in Christianity, and they had an issue with the doctrine. They had to come, but Constantine understood that unity is what's going to keep everything flowing. So if you a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm a Pentecostal, you Episcopalian, all this other stuff, Constantine knew that his empire couldn't flourish like that. So he had the Council of Nicaea so that they can get under one doctrine, which was understanding that Sunday was the so-called day of worship. We understand it's the Sabbath day, which is Saturday, from what we was doing. Say that again? No, that's not true. Let's read this. Let's get back to the Bible.
Psalms chapter 78 verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
Stop, because we got to understand, when brothers and sisters see us, they might call us a cult. They might say we're another religion, right? They might say these things. This is what God gave the Israelites. He didn't give us a religion.
And appointed a law in Israel.
And that's the whole problem. When people come up to protest against us, the fact of the matter is that we're trying to govern our people with laws. The problem is that you didn't see the person that wrote the laws. So now you begin to question the laws that are there. The question should really be is, do they help you? Are they valid? Are they good points? Like, give me Leviticus 20 and 13.
What y'all was saying.
I'm not, and this is not a battle. We're just teaching the people right now. I just wanted to make that point to you about Constantine. Give me that in Leviticus. I want the homosexuality. 20 and 13.
Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death.
Now I'm looking at all my brothers. Everybody nod their head to that, right? Let's see if you'll nod your head to this. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Let's see if you'll nod your head. Because men, the alpha male, you gun-ho on that. Oh, ain't no man supposed to be with a man. But what about when it comes to Becky? What about when it comes down to Madonna? Get Susie, Becky. What about when it comes down to them?
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
So now this is what Christ was preaching on the streets. So you can call this what you want, but we're doing the movement of Christ.
That's right.
This is what Christ did, all right? Whether you like it or not. We're not here to speak smooth words to you. Give me that in Isaiah 58.
Bring it out.
We're not. Exactly. Now here's another question. If you date outside your race, is that hatred for your own people? It depends on how you look at it. We'll get what God says in a second. I want Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud.
Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not.
So the scriptures tell us to cry aloud, meaning project our voice, and spare not. What are we not sparing? Your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions. What they say, opinions is like rectums. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. Come on.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
Lift up our voice like a trumpet and show our people their transgression. What is transgression? We read it earlier. It's just sins. Let's get that in 1 John 3 and 4. These are just simple, basic scriptures to show you that this is what we need to apply to govern ourselves as a people. This is to help us. This isn't to put you under the bondage of what the white man's already done to you. The white man already got you with religion and ideologies. We just here to give you laws to govern yourself. Whether you apply them or not is up to you.
Hello.
1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
So the word transgress means to go back from. So if you commit sin, you're going back from God's laws. Like for instance, let's go back to 1 Corinthians 11 and 4. For the brothers that's out here. Now we're dealing with people who believe in the Bible. If you don't believe in the Bible, I mean, I'm not here. The only way I'm going to persuade you is with the Bible. So if you don't believe in it, we don't have a discussion.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered.
So now, what does it mean to pray or prophesy? Does anybody? Well, we know what prayer means, right? But what does it mean to prophesy? That's in Revelations, right? Okay. Now, to pray or prophesy is us just genuinely having a conversation about the scriptures. Meaning, when this Bible is open, prophecy is going on. When I'm talking about the Most High, prophecy is going on. When I see my brother and I say, Shalom, brother, Most High in Christ bless, that's prophetic right there. It's prophetic of what? Unity, brotherly love. So now that we understand what prophesying is, right, brothers and sisters, let's find out what we are to do when we are prophesying.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesying with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
Like, for example, my sister right here with the tan leather jacket, she's actually dishonoring her head. Her head is the Israelite man. It doesn't matter if she's married or not. And we can prove that in the scriptures. Her head is the Israelite man, whether it's her husband or not. Why? Because she's our sister first. And then your head is Christ. So you're actually dishonoring Christ with that hat on right now because you're hearing the Bible. So now, in order for you to be a repentant Israelite, somebody that say they love God, you're supposed to take your hat off right now because we're going over the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give reference. Yeah, I can get with that. But I just heard a little bit, so I stopped by. But I'm keep moving though. But
and that's fine. But in the meantime, right. In the meantime, you take your hat off. Right. Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
All praises. Yeah, and it's not. This is the thing. We're not here to have you please men. What Paul say? Anybody know that one? Am I now here to persuade men? Let's get Galatians 1. Thank you. Galatians 1 and 10. You're not here. We're not here to get you to persuade men and please us. We want you to please the Lord, man.
Right. Galatians chapter 1 verse 10. For do I now persuade men or God?
That's right. So us telling you this and us trying to plead with you to take your hat off, it's not for, oh yeah, that brother listened to me. The angel seen the brother listen to me. No, the brother listened to the Most High. Right. This is the word. This is the mouth of God for everybody that don't understand. Yahweh, whatever you want to call him, there's many titles. Keeping his laws is how we know that you're dealing with him. That's all that matters. Now we were at, let's go back to the prophesying because I don't want to skip nothing. And I'm the one in Revelations where it say it's the spirit of prophecy.
Revelations chapter 19 verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus.
So this is John the Revelator. You know he wrote the book of Revelations. John the Revelator was actually dealing with an angel. This wasn't Christ at the time. So he bowed to worship the angel. So the angel's telling him, don't bow down to me.
Worship God. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
So the testimony of Christ is this. Remember Christ said, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. So the testimony of Christ is the Bible. So when we're reading it, that's the spirit of what? Prophecy. We just read that. Let's talk about some other things that's going on in our communities. How we dealing drugs and stuff like that. We're drunkards. Give me that in Isaiah 5 about a man that wakes up early to drink. Let's get that real quick. I was watching a documentary on the young man Khalif Browder. Anybody seen that one? That came on Spike. Jay-Z supposedly executive produced it. A lot of good stuff come out of that. We're going to speak on that because it's going on in Baltimore too.
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 11. Woe unto him that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night till wine inflame them.
So now this is for my older brothers who like to get them a nice brew as soon as they wake up. I used to be that, and I'm only 24 years old. So I clearly was an underage drinker. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm waking up, give me a Dos Equis. Let me knock that back and go on about my day. So it's not that just because I'm young and I can't relate. I used to deal with those things. So brothers who are getting up early in the morning to have a beer or two or having a shot of liquor, the scriptures say, woe, meaning destruction is going to come unto you. Read on. Read it one more time.
Isaiah 5 and 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night till wine inflame them.
So that means you drinking from the morning and it don't stop until that night. You drink yourself to sleep. Let me ask you brothers a question. Is drinking a sin though? Is drinking a sin? You say no. You say no. You're not supposed to be drunk. Drinking itself ain't a sin. So for the most part, y'all know. What about you, brother? How you feel about drinking?
I don't.
Right, but as far as the Bible, do you feel like it's a sin?
No.
Okay, okay. Anybody know where to go to prove that?
Yeah, when Jesus went
Let's get 1 Peter's 1. I mean 1 Peter's 2 and 20, I think, is what I want. I'm gonna show y'all something. Come on. I can't hear, I wanna hear you.
Then again, I'm going to change that because anything that's caused and put into the temple, I think is a sin.
Okay, okay. And that's good. Is this what I want? That's not what I want, but we can get that. But hold on. I want to get 1 Peter's 1 and verse 21. Let's get that real quick.
1 Peter chapter 1 verse 21.
Now you made a good point, brother, but I want to make sure that we still understand what the scriptures is saying, okay?
For even hereunto we are called. We start over. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
So now Christ is an example, and we're supposed to follow his steps, meaning the way he lived, we're supposed to aspire to be that way, right? So let's see what Christ did to be perfect.
Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth.
So now you gotta just put two and two together, read between the lines, as they say. If Christ drank wine, he turned water into wine. Then Peter's is saying that he did no sin. What is drinking a sin now? Right, no, it's not. Let's get that in Sirach real quick. Sirach 37. This is how you need to drink. 31. Thank you. 31 and 27.
Sirach chapter 31 verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunken moderately.
Y'all see that? I ain't even gonna go on for long. It just said wine is good for you, or strong drink, liquor, or beer is good for you if it's drunk moderately. Meaning what? You gotta know your limit. You understand what I'm saying? If you hop into a con, you know if you get pulled over and you're gonna get, a breath of life, the DUI pretty much, then you jammed up. You done did a little bit too much. Now, so I asked a question to the brothers. Somebody said something. I guess I'll ask the brothers that's around right now. If you date outside of your race, right? Let's say you got a white girl, but she got a black body. That's what the guys are into today. Is that acceptable to God? All right, let's find out. Give me that in Tobit. It's actually a form of hatred when you date outside of your nation. It's a form of hatred. Self-hatred and then hatred for your people. How can you hate what you brought on yourself? You look at our conditions, we did this to ourselves. I think it's Tobit, Tobit 14.
Tobit
4 and 12. Help us out, brothers, come on.
Tobit chapter 4 verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
So Tobias is talking to his son Tobit. He's telling his son, he's saying, hey, beware of all whoredom. Now you're going to find out that he's synonymously putting these words together with interracial marriage. So he starts off with the first word, he calls it whoredom. He says what?
Beware of all whoredom, my son, and take chiefly a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife.
And he calls them strange,
which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren.
So now, he's calling it despising your brethren when you date outside of your nationality. That's what he just said. He said, love thy brethren. and despise not thy brethren. What we talking about, sis, is interracial marriage right now. We're reading from the King James Version Bible. That's what we're reading from. That scripture is Tobit chapter 4 verse 12. We're dealing with interracial marriage, and what God just said is that it's hatred for you to date outside of your nationality. Now that we talk, and another thing we spoke about was the dress code, right? Let's get that again. Deuteronomy 22 and 5.
Bring it out.
Because it's not us that's ruffling the feathers here. It's the Bible. Let's get that again. Because now you got to ask yourself, is a woman dressing in jeans, is that modest? Is that modest because her bare skin isn't showing, or is she putting lust on her brother? Is she putting temptation on her brother? Let's get that.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so is an abomination to the Lord thy God.
Now, we're dealing with, that's the dress code. But now let's go deep and spiritual. Let's see what it does to a brother or sister and what it proves. Let's get that in Matthew's, I want to say chapter 5 verse 28. Let's get that real quick. Because understand this. When you looking upon your sister and she got jeans on, leggings on and stuff like that, it's putting lust on you. She could be married, then you are committing adultery in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? She could be a younger sister. It don't matter, man. Whatever the case may be. We all understand that when a woman has on pants, it's a form of whoredom. All right, let's get that.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
So now we already know not to commit adultery. What is adultery? To have sex outside of your marriage. Simple.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her.
So you look upon that woman to lust after her. Now this is porn, the twerking and all that that's going on out here. That's all on the web. The sisters out here doing their thing, you know, being lascivious, being lewd, right? You're looking upon her in lust, meaning you don't want to take her as your wife. You're not trying to marry her and build the nation. You just want to have sex.
But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart.
You see that? You already did it. Meaning when you're thinking about a woman mentally and you want to deal with her in a sexual manner, you already thinking about it. Meaning if the opportunity arises, you're gonna pounce on it. That's what Christ is saying. He's like, you already did it in your mind, meaning it's gonna be so much easier for you to do it physically.
Right.
Meaning, because why would we look upon a woman? You could, you're right. You could, but it's even stronger when a woman got pants on. That's what we're getting at. You understand what I'm saying? And we're tying it into the fact that it's a law that a woman is not supposed to dress as men. Did you know that men, according to the scriptures, they were the ones that were given pants? You know those old movies that we see. Well, you know, it wasn't a sin to pierce. For the dead. That's what the scriptures say. For the dead. Let's get that in I want to say it's in Numbers where they gave them hosings. Somebody look that up for me while we look that up. Or the breeches, the linen breeches. Exodus. Yeah, let's get that. Exodus 28:42. Now linen breeches or bridges were for men. We're gonna find out right now. Exodus 28 and 42.
Exodus chapter 28 verse 42. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach.
Now he's going to specify that you got to put it on the men though. On verse 41.
Exodus chapter 28 verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him.
You see that? So linen breeches, sis, are for men. We got to go here to show y'all that it's in the scriptures. You understand what I'm saying? It's another one in Daniel that talks about hosings. 3:21. See what I'm saying? Hey, look though. Look, check this out. While everybody's listening to that confusion, yes, we against the homosexuality and the lesbianism. But are you against dating Becky? Are you against dating Kim Kardashian? Are you against dating Kylie Jenner? You know, Caitlyn, whatever. Are you against all that? No, you're not, 9 times out of 10. Because everybody need a white girl. Ain't that what the rap song say?
Daniel chapter 3 verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats.
These men,
They're hosen.
they're hosen. H-O-S-E-N, sis. When you Google it, if you got a smartphone, yeah, you do. If you Google hosen, they're going to come up, and you go to images, you'll see pants. A lot of times they look like those tight pants that George Washington used to wear. Knickerbockers. There you go. He still got it. But read it one more time.
Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So now let's go into another topic. How about us on the corners? Is that in the Bible? Give me that in Isaiah 51. What we're showing you is that everything's in the scriptures. And we're not here to try to look. If you believe, you believe. If not, keep it moving. That's how we going. Because that's how Christ was going. He said, if they ain't listening to you, shake the dust from that city and go into another.
Isaiah chapter 51 verse 20. Thy sons have fainted.
It says the sons, because it's mainly the men, sis, that you see out here on the corners. Selling bukes, bars, zannies, what else? Perks, opiates. You understand what I'm saying? Opiates.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord.
So now it says, our sons have fainted. It say we lie at the heads of the streets. This is the head of the street, the end of the street, the corners. Then it says like wild bulls in the net. Brothers running around, hey, dukes, bars, slap boxing, fighting one another. We was coming up here one time to teach. A brother seen somebody getting chased with a bat, about to get beat up. One of these brothers seen that. So the scriptures is letting us know that our brothers is wild. We like bulls in the net. Why? Give me that one in Esdras about the menstruous women. Why? Because it ain't no daddies in the house. 2nd Esdras 5 and 8. Ain't no daddies there. So whose fault is it? Is the woman's fault? No. All this falls on the man. So we out here to put the black man back in his rightful place because women naturally follow their lead.
That's right.
At first you had the men bloods, then the female bloods. You had the men Crips, then the female Crips. You had the men as Black Panthers, then the females joined. Men always started off.
2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places.
So there's a confusion in all of the lands. You got the so-called Jews over there in our land, that's confusion. You got the women wearing pants, that's confusion. You got the man wearing dresses, that's confusion. You got the woman blonde in her hair, that's confusion. You got the man pressing and perming his hair like Snoop Dogg, like a female, that's confusion. You got men with men, women with women. So I can go on and on. There's confusion in different places.
And the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places.
What's that talking about? You notice how you keep seeing on YouTube 1,000 fish just swimming up on shore, killing themselves, whales. You got bears just, going into their unnatural habitat. Birds dying. Go ahead.
And menstruous women.
And it's saying during this time, menstruous women, meaning unclean woman, because when a woman's menstruating, according to the scripture, she's unclean. It says menstruous women
shall bring forth monsters.
The Most High is calling our kids today monsters. Young men and women. And we are monsters. Look at the corners. Kids out of wedlock. Kids at a young age. That's one of the biggest things. A teen mom. That's another thing we got to stop. And let's get that in Exodus real quick. Let's talk about this sex thing. Let's talk about that real quick. What's going on, brother? All right now. You know what we teaching out here?
What?
I said, okay, so what we doing is we teaching our people the God's laws. We are the true Jews according to the Bible. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Christ is a black man. God is black. Adam was black. All right? So what we out here to do is govern ourselves according to God's laws, because we don't even listen to the white man's laws. How about we institute God's laws and take over this world? That's what we here to do. Nah, we got different Bibles if you want to read. There's brothers out here. You got flyers and stuff like that. Sister, we not done with you. Give me Exodus 22 and 16.
Exodus chapter 22 verse 16.
So right now what we talking about, brother, is children out of wedlock. Sex. Right? What's the way to go about it?
And if a man entice a maid.
So let's say a brother see a single sister, he's single, she's single, he entices her, right?
That is not betrothed,
Meaning she don't have a man, he don't have a woman, right?
and lie with her,
And they have sex.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Did it say turn into a baby mother?
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Did he say go to family court and do child support?
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
You hear that, brothers and sisters? Single mothers, single fathers. The scriptures say when you have sex with a woman or man, you must what?
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
And guess what? I was there. I got a girl pregnant when I was a teenager.
Wow.
I was there too. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm repentant, I'm married and I got a son on the way. It's righteous. It was a marriage. We got married.
Give him the mic.
You understand what I'm saying? Read it one more time.
Get him the mic.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Yeah, read it from the top.
Exodus chapter 22 verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
So you know what that cuts out? That doctrine of you got to test drive the car before you get it, take it off the lot. You understand what I'm saying? Or what other people say it again?
Give him the mic, man. Get my man.
See, they're a little older. They giving me some older ones. I don't even remember that one. What you say again? Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Right? All these things. He says, sow you oats or something like that. Sow your oats. Or you too young to be married. Right? That's another thing that kills me.
Give my man the mic.
You need to be 40 before you get married. What the hell is this? Read it one more time.
That is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Now, let's see. Where did that start? Go to Genesis. Give me that in Genesis
Bring it out.
2 and 22. Thank you.
Let's hit.
Genesis chapter 2 verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
Why? Because woman means from man. Right? So the Most High created woman from the rib of Adam. Go ahead.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
That's why when you sleep with a woman, a part of you actually is attached to her now. That's why when a brother does his thing, you kind of feel a little deaf. You kind of get tired of a part of you is missing. Streams of consciousness is gone from you. You putting a spirit on her.
She shall be called woman because she was taken out of a man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
So this is a part of marriage too. It's not, that's my wife and she live with her mother downtown. That's my wife and I live with my mother uptown. No, the scriptures say leave father and mother and cleave to your wife. Meaning what? Get your place together. Put two pennies together and make it happen. Read it one more time.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
That's how you become one flesh. I'm not one flesh living in one place and she in another. You become one flesh when you're able to get under the same roof. So what does that require the man to have? A job, right? That's what that requires the man to have. So now we understand about marriage that what? You must have your own place. In order to have your own place, you have to have a job, a lawful job. Not out here selling drugs because the Most High going to shut you down. And you must marry the sister, not just having sex with her and shacking up. So now we talked about a few things, and I'm going to bring the next brother up. We talked about drunkenness, right? We understand that what? It's a sin to get what? But is it a sin to drink? So that means we got to watch our drinking, right? We understand that a woman is not supposed to wear what? And a man isn't supposed to wear what? Okay, so these are laws that we understand. Now, you don't have an excuse. You understand what I'm saying? We also understand when the Bible's coming out that a man has to take his hat off, right? That's according to 1 Corinthians 11. So now we giving y'all laws. So now what's going to happen is we're going to be blameless. Your blood is not going to be on our hands when the Most High does whatever he does when he brings judgment. All right, I'm going to bring up the next soldier.
Hey, all praises, all praises. So, fam,
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.